Welcome back, everybody. So, as I said in the last review for Slash, I'm going to be reviewing Swoop today. So as you can see, I've got him in his walk-in position, because pterodactyls don't just fly, they can walk, so I thought it was neat that you could pose them like this. Alright, so, here's Swoop. And this is a lot lighter of a blue on here. It's a little bit darker of a blue, and I actually like the way it looks whenever you actually get the figure in hand, instead of it being light blue. You've got some nice red for the feet with some silver, the nice red stripe going all the way along down here. It's nice gunmetal gray, a little bit of black. His head crest, that nice translucent plastic with the gold underneath it. Silver right here, red for the eyes. Some green right here for robot mode, and some tampograph details for robot mode. Alright, so, I'll get this to stop. Alright. So for dinosaur mode articulation, his wings can go up and down. These can go up and out. That's for robot mode more. We can place it like this. His feet are on a 1, 2, 3 little soft ratchet for the joints. And his head is on this double hinge system to where you can... Sorry, the camera's shaking again. To where you can bring his head up. And I just kind of spoiled the face reveal right there. Alright, so anyway, here's Swoop. And he's flying along, as a pterodactyl does. And you can also, get in here, you can also open up his mouth. You see he's got some teeth, and he's got that nice gold paint in there. Alright, so, as you saw in the Slash review, I had made her custom fire for robot and dino mode. And just as a comparison, here he is with Slash. So, Slash is a little bit tinier, but she's a Legion class figure, so it makes sense. And pterodactyls are supposed to be a little bit bigger than raptors. Alright. So, for his custom fire, I've made this concoction, where this is a fireball from the new Ben 10 Reboot Heat Blast that I just took, and put a thruster Lego piece in there. And, then I took one of these blue pieces and slid it in here. It's still in there. And they got this rod with this little translucent piece that clips over there onto this blue section. It holds this all in place so you can see a nice fireball. So how he uses this is, if you look in here, there's that little cut out angled cavity in there. So what you want to do is take this, fit it in. Let me try to get this on camera. Fit it in, and these have little, as you can see right here, it's this little cutout thing where you can squeeze it to where it stays in. So you are going to want to lift that up a little bit. This has to be lifted up. Push it in. Here, sorry. Alright. Push it in like that, and close his mouth around it. And I don't have any of these blue pieces in black, so it looks kind of weird, but now he's got a fireball. Now, as for him just laying on the ground and flying, I didn't want that. So after a lot of intervention and thinking, I have constructed this flight stand made out of Lego. So let me angle the camera up here. So as you can see, it is made out of these little 2 translucent pieces by 8 by 8 stud part. Has a ball joint in here with these little ratchet pieces. They go up on this rod. They go down in here. So there's that. Now for this to work, this rod right here, the very tip of it right here, will go inside these 2 holes, whichever one you want it to go in, on Swoop's robot mode crotch plate. So what you do is you bring them in here, and that hole right there will go in. And you need to find the center of balance to it, because it is a little weak if you have them like that. So what you're going to want to do is kind of angle him, tilt it a little bit, and lean this back just a little bit into the side. After you mess with it a little bit, you'll find the center of balance that you need for him to stay like this. Like that. There we go. Angle the camera up and bring it back. And there you go. Now he's flying. It took me a... And this is the 4th attempt on making the flight stand. At first, it was just this on a stud and then a little hinge piece. But then I found these ratcheted pieces that I made. So, there's the flight stand. So now, let me take him off this to show off the flight stand articulation. If you take this piece and then you twist it around, it's on a ball joint right here. Here, this piece comes off, but let me just take that off. Alright, so it's on a ball joint here, a ball joint here, a ratchet here, a ratchet here, a hinge right here, and a swivel right here. So you can do a lot of poses with this if you get everything angled the right way. And you can use any of the Dinobots on this, but as for Grimlock, no. So I usually just use Swoop because he's a lighter figure. So let me get this angled down to a certain way. And if you hit it too hard, these pieces will fall off, but it stays together very nicely. Alright. Let me get this here. So let me try it like this. As you can see, that holds it a little bit better. It's all about just finding the way that it needs to balance. Oops, ratchet piece broke off. But this is the best I have right now. I couldn't actually find a good flight stand at a good price, so I decided to make my own. And it works really well whenever it's not on camera. But as you saw it earlier. So that's all for the flight stand. And this will be in use in robot mode, so I'll show you that in a second. So you can use this in robot mode. Actually, I'm just going to go ahead and show you this now. To get to robot mode, what you're going to want to do is take this, put it in like that, and bring it up like this, and just angle it whichever way you want, and make sure it's like that. Alright. And that's it for the robot mode. Flight stand part. And I'll show you that later. Alright. So, let me undo this. Get this out. Alright. So, for dinosaur mode Prime Master capability, I don't have very many Prime Masters. I only have 3, so I have Titan Masters. So, you have a slot right here for one. You've got a slot right here for one. Slot right here on the other wing. And a slot right here for one. One right here. And these are from my Titans Return figures, because I don't have that. I only have 3 Prime Masters, so I had to use Titan Master, but they're all the same. And the last one right here. So, he can have a crowd riding his back. So he can hold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Prime Masters on him in dinosaur mode. Alright, so let me take these off. Take these off. Take this one off. Now these 3 right here, the purple, and him, not Nightbeat. Let me get Nightbeat out of here. These are the Prime Masters. Alright, so angle down. Alright, so on his card, let me get it right here, it says Dinobot Swoop, Power of the Primes, show Swoop, and then this power symbol. And it says Alpha Trion Swoop, knows the weak point of any target. Now, I don't have the Alpha Trion Prime Master, but what I thought was just as good was the Titans Return Alpha Trion head. It is technically Alpha Trion. So, Alpha Trion, even though it's not really him, it's still his head. So, alright. So, for weapon storage in Dino mode, you have his Prime Armor, which this used to be just translucent plastic, but since the Dinobots always have translucent plastic with gold underneath it, I decided to take this translucent piece and paint gold underneath it. Just to get in a little bit of a theme of the Dinobots. Alright, so right here you have these two rectangular slots that will go onto these two rectangular parts that are also used for robot mode, because they go right here. So what you want to do is take these and just stick them on. Make sure I got it lined up. There we go. And there you go. There's his prime armor on. And then for his sword, there's a translucent pig right here and a port right here. And you're going to want to put it in there. Alright. So for robot mode, you're going to take these feet, bring them around, feet, bring them around, bring these up, bring it down, split that, open it, open his arms. I forgot to show you in Dino mode. I can't believe I forgot this. I'm going to keep his arms right here. So, just let me put all this back together. I'm so sorry that I forgot to do this. Alright. I also made one more custom part. I made him custom missiles. What I did was take Titan's Return hot rod guns, his guns, and I cut off the barrel pieces, and then I painted it in swoop colors. So what you're going to do is there are these little slots right here, and they're just going to slide in right there. Here's the other one. And there you go. You have your swoop with your missiles. Now I'm running out of time, so I'm going to go ahead and skip to the transformation, because all you do is just fill up the arms and everything, so I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back in robot mode. So what I did was just untap the arms and turn them around, split his legs, fold his toes, and then fold his wings down, and bring his head down and tab it in. So that's all I did. Alright, so for robot mode articulation, ball joint, bicep swivel, 90-degree elbow bend, wrist can go in and out, legs go this far, that far, out and in, knee bend, toes can move. Alright, so I don't like the way his wings look in robot mode, because they're actually supposed to fold back in on the cartoon. So what I do is I just bring them in like that to the midpoint, bring them in like that to the midpoint to where they touch together, and there you go. Give Swoop a nice look. And then you put, right here there's these little tabs, and there's these little slots on the missiles. So they just go on like that, like in the cartoon. Go in like that. And there you go with Swoop with his missiles on. And then prime armor, fold these in, the thumbs. And I'll show off the arm and leg mode whenever we get to Volcanicus in Grimlock's review. Just push it in like that. Bring out this, and it can be used as a gun. Take Alpha Trion, plug them in. I'm sorry. Let me get that in. Let me try this again. And put Alpha Trion in. And there you go. There's Swoop with his prime armor. And then you take a sword and put it in. Alrighty. So there's Swoop. And for the next review will be Slag. And for all the Dinobots, I have done custom parts for the fire and the gold piece. So, there's Swoop. Thank you for watching. And look out for the next review, which will be Slag, as I said. And until next time, this has been the Transformers Reviewer saying goodbye.